Patriots Nation, today is one of those days where the headlines don't just talk, and today, there are 4 breadcrumbs sitting right in front of us. One is our QB walking into the most aggressive defense he's faced yet, and there's one recurring mistake that can absolutely flip a season on its head. Another is a rookie in the secondary who just grabbed the spotlight, then bounced back from a scary moment like it was nothing. There's also a quiet warning about the long game. Protect the franchise, because if the wall starts cracking, everything starts cracking. And then there's a comparison in the backfield that might have you looking at this offense's ceiling a little differently. You're not going to believe what we've got today, so get settled in and let's get into it. Some games don't let you breathe, not for a second. And what's coming has that exact energy. Before we even talk numbers, just sit in the reality of it. Season on the line, pressure cranked all the way up, and a young quarterback getting tested by defenses that live to punish every little mistake. That's the world Drake May's been living in these last few weeks. And yeah, he's taken his shots, but he's answered the way franchise quarterbacks answer. Against the Texans, one of the most respected units in the league, May threw 3 touchdown passes. 3. No other quarterback did that all season. And these weren't freebies. These were on-time, tight window throws, the kind you only make if you trust what you're seeing, connecting with Mario Douglas, Stephon Diggs, and Kayshon Boutte like the chaos around him wasn't even a factor. Then, against the Chargers, it was just 1 TD pass, but it might have been one of the best throws he's made all year. He feathered a ball downfield to Hunter Henry in a massive fourth quarter moment for a 28-yard score. That's not just points, that's growth showing up when it's loudest. But Patriots Nation isn't going to dance around the part that's been driving everyone crazy. The fumbles. That's the red flag right now. Against Houston, he got sacked 5 times, fumbled on 4 of those plays, and lost 2. Against the Chargers, same story. 5 sacks, 2 fumbles, 1 lost. That's not a footnote. That's the kind of issue that can end a playoff run in a hurry. Here's the thing though, May knows it. He's not hiding from it. And the part I keep coming back to, he doesn't vanish after the mistake. He comes right back and makes the throw you need anyway. Now the challenge cranks up again, Denver. Physical, confident, and built to heat up your pocket and force fast decisions. Mick Bonito had 14 sacks in the regular season. That doesn't happen by accident. That's a real problem if the offensive line doesn't raise its level. And yes, Will Campbell in particular is going to be under a microscope in pass protection, because if May gets even a fraction more time, he's already shown he can punish good defenses. Mike Vrabel put it in the simplest playoff language possible. The best defense you've played is always the next one. That's not just a quote, that's the whole mindset. The Broncos aren't the Texans, they've given up points, they've bled before. But if the Patriots offense keeps delivering in the biggest moments, even when it's not pretty, the formula still holds. Dominant defense, clutch offense. And if you think that's enough tension for one day, hang on. Because what happened in the secondary shifts the entire vibe in Foxborough. Some guys step on the field trying not to mess up. Others step out there trying to put their stamp on the game. Craig Woodson made it crystal clear which one he is, and he did it on the biggest stage possible. When the Patriots took the Cal safety in the 4th round, nobody was penciling in immediate January impact. But the playoffs have a way of speeding everything up, and Woodson just hit fast forward. From the first snap against Houston, you could feel it. It wasn't just being in the right place. It was anticipation, eyes, confidence. He finished with 5 tackles, 3 passes defended, and the first interception of his career, in a game that demanded precision and demanded personality. Because on the other side, you had C.J. Stroud, a quarterback who punishes hesitation. That pick alone would have made his night, but the context makes it heavier. The Texans' defense got talked about all week like it was the gold standard, and the Patriots answered by forcing 5 turnovers, including 4 interceptions off Stroud. That wasn't Houston randomly falling apart. That was New England imposing its will, and Woodson was one of the faces of it. Then came the moment that made Gillette go dead quiet. He got up, tried to run with the ball, and took a hard shot. Suddenly it's questionable. Suddenly it's that split second where everyone's holding their breath. And then he comes back. And he comes back playing. That's not just a box score thing. That matters inside a locker room. When a rookie pops right back up like that, the message is simple. Woodson even said it after the game. He's getting comfortable because of the guys around him, the support, the trust. And it shows, because he's not playing like a rookie. He's playing like a piece of the engine. He hasn't missed a game all season. He stepped into a consistent starting role early, stayed there, and kept climbing. Now, year one, AFC Championship game. That's not normal. That's a draft hit. And when you've got a young safety making quarterbacks think twice about throwing over the middle, the ceiling of the entire defense rises, quietly at first, and then all at once. But while the defense is grabbing the headlines, there's another conversation happening that doesn't scream on Sundays. It echoes for years, and it's about the offensive line. There are decisions that don't trend on game day, but they shape your future. This is one of those. Morgan Moses hasn't been a weekly headline. He's not the loudest story on the roster. But if you zoom out and look at what he represents right now, you can hear the clock ticking. The Patriots brought him in on that 3-year deal because he's been reliable, durable, and steady. In a 12-year career, he's barely missed time. This season, he started every game. Against the Texans, he was a rock at right tackle. Football doesn't negotiate with age, though. Moses turns 35 in a couple months. And when you've got a quarterback who looks like your long-term answer, the tone of the conversation changes fast. Drake May is the engine. An engine without protection breaks. That's why you're already hearing the draft talk. The name that's been floated is Gennings Dunker out of Iowa, a first-round projection as a long-term replacement plan at tackle. And Dunker isn't some mystery athlete you're hoping figures it out. He's a Big Ten tackle built for physical football. 6'5", 315 pounds, 4-year starter, 38 career starts. In 2024, he posted an elite 90.2 overall grade. In 2025, he stayed solid with 75-plus grades as both a pass protector and a run blocker. Let me say this, that balance matters for the Patriots. This offense isn't just drop back and pray, it's rhythm, it's staying ahead of the chains, it's not living in 3rd and long. And when your QB has had strip sack issues in the playoffs, you can't pretend protection is a secondary concern. The other part that makes this interesting, Dunker wouldn't have to start on day one. That's a luxury. You can develop him, let him learn, bring him along without forcing him into chaos. Then if Moses decides he's done sooner rather than later, you're not scrambling, you're transitioning. Are there other needs on the roster? Absolutely, there always are. But if Vrabel handles some of that through free agency, using a premium pick on a tackle, who helps protect the most valuable thing in the building, isn't overthinking it, it's planning. And planning matters because we've all seen what happens when the line becomes patchwork. Sacks turn into fumbles, fumbles turn into losses, and losses end seasons that were supposed to go longer. Now, speaking of the future showing up early, there's a name in the backfield that has people rethinking this offense's ceiling. There are guys who can change an offense without needing 25 touches. Tre'Veon Henderson is that kind of weapon. When Vrabel took him in the 2nd round, it wasn't just about depth. It was about adding explosiveness, real, game-warping speed. And now that he's getting compared to Jahmyr Gibbs, this conversation gets serious fast. The similarities in their rookie year trajectories after week 8 aren't just random stats. It's usage, it's impact per touch. It's that constant threat that a chunk play can turn into 6. Henderson spent a big chunk of the early season stuck on the bench because of pass protection concerns. And yeah, that frustrated people for good reason. But when injuries forced the door open, he didn't just step in, he kicked it off the hinges. Long touchdowns, 4 runs of 50-plus yards that went to the house. That's not nice rookie production. That's a weapon putting defenses on alert every snap. And he did it behind an offensive line that, if we're being real, wasn't exactly making life easy. The Patriots gave up 47 sacks in the regular season, then 5 more against the Chargers in the playoffs. The run blocking was inconsistent. Even with that, Henderson put up 880 yards and 9 touchdowns. That's not perfect situation production. That's talent beating a shaky environment. Will Campbell deserves his credit. Top pick, stepped in from day one, played like a pro, and still braided well even with injuries. But Henderson has been the piece that changes tempo. The guy who forces defenses to respect every alignment, every look, every possibility. The guy who makes you pay when you get too comfortable worrying only about May. If Vrabel upgrades this line the way the offseason is screaming for, with blockers who can protect and move people in the run game, Henderson's ceiling jumps. It's not wild to see consistent 1,000-yard seasons in that future. That's exactly how the Gibbs story looks when the structure around him is right. The talent was always there, the support unlocked it. So when you put all of this together, a young quarterback growing under real playoff pressure, a defense with rookies making plays like veterans, a long-term protection plan starting to take shape, and a backfield weapon with legit explosiveness, it's hard not to feel like something is building in Foxborough. And at the end of the day, these aren't isolated stories. This is a snapshot of where the Patriots are and where they can go next. A QB learning in the fire, a defense mixing swagger with discipline, a reminder that protecting the franchise is a year-round job, and a running back who might be the spark that raises the entire offensive ceiling. So I'm asking you straight, which piece excites you the most and which one still worries you? Drop it in the comments. And if you're really Patriots Nation, hit like, subscribe, and let's talk it out. Because this is the kind of stretch where every detail matters.